Boy, do I have a treat for you. You probably forgotten about this record. You may have never even heard this one before. I'm getting goosebumps. Let's go back. Billboard's Hot 100, December 5th, 1970. It looks like I'm going to stay with this Billboard for at least a couple of more songs. I was hoping to branch out to a couple of other years, 1976 and 1979 tonight, but this 1970 Billboard is just killer. I mean, you understand. If you're from the golden years of the 60s and the early 70s, I'm sure you understand. But all Billboard Hot 100s are that way. All these Lost 45s I want to get to. I get addicted to it. But let's go to it right now. Billboard's Hot 100, December 5th, 1970. Some of the big hits that you might remember: 5, 10, 15, 20 Years, Love by the Presidents, produced by Van McCoy, Montego Bay by Bobby Bloom's on here. Does anybody really know what time it is? Chicago's third top 10 hit is on this Billboard's Hot 100. Yeah, it was their third top 10 hit. Stone Love by the Supremes, also on this Hot 100. Be My Baby by Andy Kim, also the Ronettes record. Actually, he wrote that song with Ellie Greenwich. Well, I take that back. Andy Kim, that was produced by Jeff Berry. Andy Kim's Be My Baby, produced by Jeff Berry. Jeff Berry, Ellie Greenwich wrote Be My Baby. Got off a tangent on that one. Well, let's go ahead and go to this record right here. When the Party Is Over, Robert John. Yes, the same guy who did Sad Eyes in 1979. But Robert John goes back. His first recording was in 1958. It was under the name Bobby Pendrick. White Bucks and Saddle Shoes in 1958. Guess who wrote that record? Very obscure record. But the guys who wrote this record, Doc Thomas, and Mort Schumann, hit songwriters. They wrote Save the Last Dance for Me and A Teenager in Love, done by Dion, that same era as this record. And they wrote that record, but it was not a hit. White Bucks and Saddle Shoes, but it was not a hit for Bobby Pendrick. He went to another record label, Diamond Records, had another record out, didn't do anything, and they changed his name to Robert Johns in the mid-60s. And Robert Johns signed with Columbia, I believe it was Columbia record label, had this, God, dog it, dead comment. If You Don't Want My Love. Man, that's some blue-eyed soul, baby. You gotta listen to it. If you never heard of it before, listen. You like the towns, you like the occasions, you like that beach music. You gotta get this record. You gotta give this record a listen to. Robert Johns, If You Don't Want My Love, went to number 48 on Billboard's Hot 100, but you probably heard it somewhere down the line. Robert Johns. Well, 1970. Robert Johns, he inked a deal with Herb Alpert, his record label, A&M Records. He had that huge hit, his first huge hit, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, the Tokens record. Early 1972, that was his billion seller. But before that, though, late 1970, the song When the Party Is Over. God, number 80. It's up to number 80 that week of December 5th, 1970. Peaked at 71, I believe. I gotta tell you about this record. Here's the thing about this record. 1-to-1, me and you. Man, I gotta tell you, you got soul. Blue-eyed soul. You've got a smidgen, a thin layer of bubblegum. And he changes keys. Now, when I listen to the beginning of this record, I'm thinking of songs like Yellow Balloon by Yellow Balloon in 1967, that Sunshine Pop. But I'm also thinking like Critters, maybe Classics 4. But then when Robert Johnson goes into a higher, I guess a somewhat higher key when he gets into the chorus of this record, When the Party's Over, he sounds a lot like Billy Joe Royal. Sounds a little bit like Billy Joe Royal. And I'm thinking of like Cherry Hill Park. God, boy, I tell you, gotta check out this song. Robert Johns at number 80. Billboard's Hot 100, December 5th, 1970. When the Party Is Over. Truly a lost and found, thank goodness, 45.